Alright, good day everyone. This is the day 3 lesson for the data analysis class, and today we are going to be talking about data cleaning of data. And one thing you should know as a data analyst is that 99.9% of the times, anytime a client gives you a data to analyze, the data will most times be dirty. So when I talk about dirty data, so I'm talking about data that probably, like when you're writing names of students, you wrote John, Messi, but the John, you wrote it in all capital letter. The Messi, you wrote it well, the first word is capital letter. Then you wrote the third name, Peter, and they are all in small letters. That's an example of dirty data because the formats are not consistent. So dirty data are data that are not consistent, and some other data normally have missing values. For example, you are writing the scores of students, and when you get to a particular student, it was not recorded. That's missing value. It can affect your results. Okay, there's a way we treat that basically and also professionally. Another one is duplicate values. For example, you have the same name repeating itself twice. That's an example of dirty data. You have to clean it up. That's what we'll be doing today. So in my Google Sheet, I already wrote this down not to waste time. So we have name of, I'm going to send you guys the table, or you create your own table. All right, so we have name of students. You can see John, you can see the department, you can see the score. Okay, so look at what I was talking about in dirty data. You can see this John is all small letter, the next one is all capital letter. These are an example of dirty data. Then you see Mary David is all small letter. Then the department, you see engineering, all small letter. Then engineer, hope you get the stuff. And in the score, you can see that Mary, as we are having a missing value in our data. All right, so how do we clean this data? Remember, this is something you must know. We are going to be working in depth of data cleaning. So how do you clean this data? This is just the part one, the basic part. All right, okay, so how do you clean this beautiful data? So let's come to cell D1. So let's clean the name, the student's name. Okay, so just come here and you can type clean name. Write it anyhow you want. I'm just using the underscore so that it look professional. You can write cleaned name. All right, so the cleaned name. So how do we clean the names? So you come to cell D2. Remember, we want to clean from John down to Grace. Okay, so you come here and there's something. If you check your box here, if you check the box here, you can see enter text or formula. So in as much as we have been writing text, also there's also something called formula in Google Sheets, also in when you're working with Microsoft Excel. And formula is not just your basic mathematical formula. It is an instruction you give to the Google Sheet. Okay, you are always giving an instruction, and before you write any, I'm not asking you to cram the formula. I'm just teaching you what you need to know, because you might most probably use AI later, but for now you need to know what you need to know. All right, so for you to write a formula, if you write anything here, it's a text. So for you to write a formula, you start with equals to. Immediately write equals to, you can see the fx here. You can see the fx here popped up. It means you're already working with a formula. Okay, so this equals to is telling the Google Sheet that this is a command. Don't forget, the equals to is telling the Google Sheet that this is a command. So after the equals to, and mind you, we have thousands and millions, we have thousands and millions of formulas, so it's not advisable that you cram them. Okay, now you can see that this John is not in its proper way. I've not started anything. The only thing I wanted to write is just equals, so I'm just showing you something. You can see John is not in its proper way. For you to format names professionally, note what I'm saying. You're going to write the example. For you to format names professionally, you use the formula that is called proper. This is what I mean. So in this your D2, okay, in your D2, type equals to, then proper. When you are typing it, you will see option, just click on it. So you see proper, open, that's how you write the formula. Proper. What do you want to write properly here? You want to write John properly. And where is John located? John is located in A2. Am I right? So you use their cell number to locate them. So I want to write A2 in a proper way. So A2. Then you click on this check, this enter here. Just tap on it. Now you can see that John is now written in a proper way, not the small letter John again. It is now written in a professional way. Okay, so you can repeat this for every one of them. You can come here, you can do proper, you can do equals to proper, then this is A3, right? You can do it for all of them, but there's another way you can do it. Okay, you can see in the chat box here, you are seeing proper A2. What you will do is this, you will do it. When I was starting out, it was quite complex, so I'm not expecting, but if I see such, I will understand. You can see this small small round stuff inside this box. I'm talking about this, so that I want you to be able to drag this box well, to just cover from the 2 to 6. That's it. Okay, that's it. Don't extend it to the left, just from John. Ensure it is on John, then drag it from John. Let me see. Then drag it from John. The box, you can see that I'm also struggling. So drag it from John to this point. So when you drag it, you long press on the whole box. I come again. When you are done with the John, drag it down. Drag the box. Ensure that you touch that small stuff. Yeah. When you drag it down, long press on the whole box. Then you click autofill. So it will help you to do all the remaining at once. Okay. Autofill. You must do data, whether you think it is correct or not. You must do data cleaning. Okay, so this is how we have done the names. All right, remember the formula we use. Proper. What does proper do? Proper format text professionally. Okay, now another thing we can clean is the department, right? Come here. What do you want to write? Let's say cleaned department. So come here. What do we do next? We do equals to, then proper, right? And where are we targeting? We are targeting B2, that is the name. Am I right? We are targeting B2. So proper, then inside here target B2. So you can see that, and the engineering that was all small letter is now capital letter. Then you carefully click on this, on the small stuff there in the box. Then you drag downward. Then you long press on the, what is it called, all the cells, and you put autofill. So you will see engineering, medicine, science. Then this last part, it wrote ENG. Okay, this last part wrote ENG, which is supposed to be the short form for engineering. So at this point now, you won't be able to format this. So what you do in this section is that you can write it completely manually. Okay, you write it by yourself manually. I'm just doing this because you are going to meet such encounters, and when you are working with projects that has almost 20,000 stuff, there's 20,000 data sets, there's a way you would do that. All right, so this one you're going to just write it manually. Engineering. Okay, so you're going to write it manually. That's engineering. Okay, so there is more. Okay, but I want to stop here, so I allow you guys to do yours. So create your own table, and I want 15 nothing less than 15 sets. Okay, nothing less than 16 datas of students. Use the same student, department and score. Okay, and ensure that when you are inputting your datas, there should be some inconsistency in the text. Then when you are done with the inputting of your data, then you clean the name and you clean the department. Okay, so when we meet next, we are going to further this same project, and we go into this course. All right, so just let me know if you understand this. So thank you very much.